For the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Look at something, she got quiet.
Next, we will have our mission statement that will be read by Jabri Kemp, Kamari Murray, Reagan Robin, and Parker Scarborough.
You can come up and help him, Miss Hart.
Yes, introduce yourself. There you go.
I am Jabri King.
I am Parker Scarborough.
I am Reagan Robin. Yep. The mission of Trotwood-Madison City Schools is to prepare to graduate all students prepared to excel in a global society with a commitment to lifelong learning, ensuring a challenging curriculum.
Innovative staff, community participation, and state-of-the-art resources in a stimulating atmosphere. We are the Rising Rams of Westbrook Village. Our mission is to show everyone that we are a community of 21st century learners who can create, communicate, collaborate, and think critically. Together we show respect, accept accountability, maintain motivation, practice self-control, and celebrate success every day.
Like that.
Great job, ladies.
Great job, ladies.
We didn't get a picture with the ladies.
Y'all want to?
We did that with everybody else? No. Okay. Great
job, ladies. Next on our agenda is to adopt the agenda. Are there any changes?
There is one change to the agenda. I'm sorry. I am going to provide you a hand-carried personnel agenda to the board. This will replace the personnel agenda that has been shared. There are three changes that are denoted, and they are simply technical in nature. The first one is number 28, John Lipkins, head track coach. That title was changed from the original agenda. The second one is number 31, Gary Smith, appointment girls basketball coach. His salary, the salary was adjusted. And the last one is number 46, Divine Phelps, girls basketball coach. Salary was adjusted as well. And those are the only changes from the agenda that I shared with you guys earlier this week and last week.
I need a motion to adopt the agenda with the changes.
I motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Mrs. Adams, would you call the roll?
Yes. Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes. Next item, number 2, community comments. Do we have any?
We don't have any for tonight.
I would like to, Madam President, I would like to make a comment prior to us moving into the rest of the agenda. As you guys know, we did have a very unfortunate situation, the loss of a student that took place yesterday. We had a student and her mother that unfortunately and tragically were killed in a head-on collision yesterday morning. And I wanted to share with the board and with those that are watching and whomever's in the audience. I wanted to share the letter that Mr. McCray sent out to the high school families with regards to the situation. And just with this, wanted to make sure that we acknowledge the loss of a bright shining light here in our district. Very sad, very tragic circumstance. But the letter, and Mr. McCray is trying to rush back. He had to go pick somebody up from the airport, so he's trying to rush back. But I did want to make sure that I acknowledge the letter and just kind of share with the board what we sent out. Dear Trotwood-Madison High School community, it is with profound sadness that I share the heartbreaking news that one of our students, Tiana Ellison, an 8th grader at Trotwood-Madison High School, and her mother were tragically killed in a car accident this morning on their way to school. Two other individuals that were in the car were transported to the hospital and are reported to be in stable condition. Tiana was a valued, beloved member of our Ram Nation family. She was kind, hardworking, and truly a good person who brought joy to those around her. She loved the marching band and spending time with her friends, and her warm spirit touched so many within our school community. She will deeply be missed by all of us. A loss like this is devastating, and there is no easy way to make sense of it. Our students, staff, and families will process this tragedy in different ways and on different timelines. What I want each of you to know is that we will get through this together, and none of us will have to navigate this grief alone. Beginning tomorrow, we will have additional mental health professionals and grief counselors available in the building to support students and staff. Please encourage your child to seek help if they are struggling, need someone to talk to, or simply want a quiet space to process their emotions. We also want you to feel comfortable reaching out to us if your family needs support in the days ahead. In moments like this, the strength of the Trotwood-Madison community becomes more critical. I ask that you keep Tiana's family, friends, and all of those affected by this tragedy in your thoughts and prayers. Let us continue to lean on one another with compassion, patience, and love. Michael McCray, Principal, Trotwood-Madison High School. I wanted to share with the board, collectively, I spoke with Tiana's stepfather today, and he, which is to be understood, is in a very, very sad, low place. Tiana also had a brother and sister that are in the district, so not only did those siblings lose a brother and sister, they lost a mom as well. So I assured him, we are here for their support, to reach out to us if they need anything within the means of what the school district can do. But I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware collectively that we lost a child who definitely had a very positive impact on a lot of people. I spoke to the band director today, and of course he is in a very, very sad place. But he assured me that he's going to keep pushing and he's going to keep working with our kids and remind all of them in the spirit of Tiana how important it is to keep pressing on. With all that being said, we are definitely going to make sure we support the family in this time of tragedy. All right. All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
It's hard to come out.
Yeah, that's rough. I understand. But I didn't want to end the meeting like that.
Next on the agenda is number 3 with presentations. And I believe we have a presentation from the Montgomery County Education Service Center, Shannon Cox.
You guys come up to the podium.
All right, good evening, and thank you for having me. I would be remiss if I didn't say if there's anything that we can do to help support you in that situation. Clearly, we have a lot of mental health folks, we would be happy to lean in such an unfortunate situation. On a much brighter note, though, I also would like to congratulate the Board of Education. I was absolutely very excited to be able to listen to your students perform at the Capitol Conference earlier. I guess that was still this week, right? We just came back from that. Earlier this week, they did an amazing job. So congratulations for having such wonderful students be able to highlight their talents at the Student Achievement Fair. And again, our condolences. We are here this evening. I'm here with my colleague, Amanda Dieter. We are here to present you with an amazing award. It really ties into some of the things that Mr. McCrae talked about, and also that Marlon just mentioned about how this school district can lean in and help students, families, and ultimately the community. A few years back, we were approached by the Montgomery County Board of Alcohol, Mental Health, and Addiction Services, the Adams Board, and they came to us and said, you know, we've got a lot of resources to provide prevention programming to young people. We just really can't get into schools to do that. And I said, well, the good news is we have a lot of staff that are already in schools, and so let's just see what we can do. And so we built the Schools of Excellence in Prevention Programming, and Trotwood-Madison has been a longstanding participant within that program. We sunset that program last year because it was actually 2 years ago, but last year was the first year that we entered into the new program of Schools of Distinction in Mental Wellness, because we knew, and we had actually built a lot of school districts to a point where it wasn't just prevention that they were doing. They were really wrapping around the young people, they were wrapping around the adults in the building and within the districts as a whole, to really think about how can we provide resources that aren't just prevention resources, but resources that care about the whole child, that wrap around the whole child, that wrap around the whole teacher, the whole educator, and ultimately, again, all humans on the inside of the walls. And so I want to allow Amanda, who's been running this program, Running Point for us at the ESC for the last year and a half, to really dig into the work that you guys have been doing here at the Trotwood-Madison School District, particularly at Madison Park. But I just want to say congratulations. You guys have done a really amazing job, and you've taken it, again, not as just something to do, not one more thing to do, but a way of life at Madison Park. Amanda?
So we want to highlight something specifically. There's so much that goes into this program. There's 9 indicators of mental wellness in school. There's amazing work happening in each of those indicators. But something specifically that I think is really important to get the work up and running that Madison Park has been working on is taking this IAT procedures and processes, putting that into a whole multi-tiered systems of support, and really looking at those systems for continuous improvement to make this work systemic, functional, flowing, and the day in and day out, and really looking at all of the things that we're doing at all of the tiers for all of the kids through the whole child lens. And what does that mean for academics, behavior, and also mental wellness for kids in our building? But I think that also speaks to just what you had shared about how do we support all of our kids through everything that life throws at us, because we have days like yesterday where life throws unexpected things our way. And so what supports do we have systemically in place that are going to help our students? So what we want to do is honor Madison Park for their work in this process. They have completed all of the work necessary for that. And so this award says, in recognition of profound dedication to fostering a supportive, compassionate, and resilient environment where the mental well-being of every student and staff member is prioritized. This is for Madison Park Elementary.
All the way up here. Yes. I would ask though for Ms. Turner to come up as well. Like a work like this is not work that just happens in a school year, or it happens in several school years. It's work that has to be built over time. And so I would be remiss to stand up here and accept this award, and I've been at Madison Park for just a few months.
Thank you for having us.
Can we get a picture of you guys real quick?
Absolutely.
All right. You can stand right there.
Okay.
Take pictures too. You know that picture is cheap.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys coming. All right.
Yes, you did. You have on the right color.
And I hope you take no offense, but we're going to.
That's okay.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is the board report. Under subject item A, policy update 44.1, file 2025, second reading. The board has had an opportunity to read over all of the new policy and policy updates. Are there any questions? No? Yeah. No. Okay. So if there are no questions, this is for action, so I need a motion to approve the policy update.
A motion. A second.
Mrs. Adams has been properly moved and second. Would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore? Yes. Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes for the policy update. Next is our consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the Trotwood-Madison High School singers out-of-state field trip to Memphis, Tennessee, January 16th and 17th, 2026. We have already discussed this at the previous board meeting. Do we have any questions?
No.
I need a motion.
A motion.
Oh, you want to put them all together?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then item number B is approval of the Trotwood Middle School 8th grade out-of-state field trip to Washington, D.C. An approval of the quarterly HVAC plan maintenance service agreement that we've all been made aware of. Also, approval of the quarterly plan maintenance service agreement building. Also, the approval of the work session meeting minutes and October 16th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. We have discussed all of these items that I'm requesting for action and approval. Does anyone have any questions for any of the subjects that has been read? Okay, I need a motion.
A motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons?
I'm sorry, I said Ms. Allen, I mean Ms. Adams, I apologize.
I knew what you meant. Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes for the consent agenda. Please charge that to my head and not my heart. Number 6 is our treasurer's report.
Okay, I have a few things for you tonight. The first is the approval of the October 2025 financial reports. These were attached to the agenda. The first in that set of reports is our cash reconciliation report. And it would show that our total bank and investment cash balances are at $26,769,203.26. That
amount is adjusted because we have some checks outstanding, meaning checks that we have issued that have not been cashed. So our adjusted balance does match the system at $26,496,799.44. The second report in the financial reports for October is our spending plan summary, and we reviewed this today at our finance committee meeting. We are right on track with the revenue that we would anticipate to have at this point in the year. October marks 4 months into the year. We're about 33% finished with the year. You can also see there a listing of all of our expenditures. We looked at this report and looked at the percentage we've spent so far based on our forecast and found most everything is right on track. We're going to keep an eye on our supplies purchases for the rest of the year. The third piece of that financial report is the checks over $1,000. We did have some discussion about these checks. These October payments, I think we catch a lot of the beginning of the school year purchases here. The bills are coming due. And so some of these larger purchases, especially the first one to Dayton Cincinnati Technology for $259,000, that's a purchase that they're Chromebooks, but they're going to be charged. They're from Title I. They're not from our general fund. And there were a couple of other discussion items here for purchases. And I shared with the Finance Committee that Mrs. Murdoch and I reviewed the supplies and purchase services purchases so far this year from curriculum and found the ones that we can charge back to grants that weren't available to us on July 1st like they usually are. So we're going to take care of that to make sure that things that we could have purchased with grant money, that money is in the right place, not coming from our general fund. So, and then I have a couple of other things I'll follow up with Mr. Howard on and get answers back to the board about those. So I am asking for approval of those reports tonight.
I do have a question. Are you going to share that
Yes.
amount
The amount of,
from the grants?
oh, I can when we
Okay.
when we make the transfers, yes.
Okay.
Yes, to each one, yes.
Okay.
I'll make a note of that.
Are there any questions? Other questions? Okay. I need a motion to approve the October 2025 financial reports.
Motion. A second.
Mrs. Adams. It's been moved in second. Would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes for the October 2025 financial reports.
Okay.
Next item up is approval of the resolution to revise appropriations amounts for the current fiscal year.
Yes. So Mrs. Allen brought to you in June appropriations amounts for the school year. And at that time, we did not have the final appropriation amounts for some of our grants. And so you're going to see that in that attached report where really we're just kind of making sure our appropriations to our accounts match what we're spending this year and the money that we receive. So we're just asking for approval to revise those appropriations.
Okay. Are there any questions? I need a motion.
Motion.
I second.
It's been moved in second. Mrs. Adams, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Next item is approval of resolution to transfer funds.
Okay. At one of your meetings in June of this year, you approved the creation of a Fund 070, a permanent improvement fund, a capital improvement fund, and we transferred $1 million into that account. And so what I'm asking for tonight, we would like to move that $1 million back into our general fund account, which will help us with the current financial situation that we're in. And so I'm asking for the approval to move those funds from that 070 account back to the 001 account.
And how soon will that be, Mrs. Adams?
That we'll move it within a couple days after
Okay.
after your approval.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are there any other questions?
No.
I need a motion.
Motion.
I second.
It's been moved in second for the approval of the resolution to transfer funds. Mrs. Adams, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes. Next on the agenda, number 7, is superintendent's report.
I only have one item for approval this evening. It is the personnel agenda. As stated earlier, the agenda was changed with those three amendments, modifications. Otherwise, everything is the same. If you look at the agenda, make reference to the agenda, you do see we do have some retirements starting to come in, some resignations, appointments, substitute teachers, supplemental positions, special education paraprofessionals. Page 2 consists of additional supplementals, mostly athletics. As we head into the winter athletic season, we have to get all of those coaches approved and vetted with regards to all of the requirements that they have, and then some additional support staff for event. And again, all event staff are on an as-needed basis. There's a schedule for event staff, so we are never overstaffed with regards to those individuals. And I am asking for action on the personnel agenda this evening with those 3 changes.
Are there any questions in reference to the changes to the personnel agenda or the personnel agenda itself? Any questions? I need a motion.
I motion. I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Mrs. Adams, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes for the personnel agenda with the changes. Next up is the discussion items and updates.
Okay, I do have just a couple items for discussion this evening. These are pretty much just some updates in a sense, not really discussion items. The first is the OSBA Capital Conference reflection. I wanted to just kind of give you guys an opportunity to share anything that you would like to with regards to the Capital Conference. I know we all met up there and everybody had an opportunity to attend some sessions that are very relative to the work that goes on in the district every day. And I just wanted to provide you guys an opportunity, if there was anything specifically you wanted to share, to just take a moment or two to just talk about maybe some of the sessions that you visited or something that you felt was important or relative to bring back to the district. And if you don't have anything, that's fine as well. But I just wanted to give you that opportunity.
Well, I know, I'm sorry. I know that there were a lot of conversation about Senate bill changes and a lot of conversation and discussion about the capital plan for many districts. That information that was provided was very helpful. And I do have a couple of questions that I will email Mrs. Adams and Mr. Howard, and how we can connect the dots here in our district. One of the layouts that they used, the format that they used, was what Beaver Creek's district had used. And although we're not in the same predicament that they were in, there still was some valuable resources that they used that I think that we probably should at least take a look at.
Anybody else, anything? Or?
I think they have.
Oh, Ms.
Sure. I think in most of the sessions that I attended, of course, everyone is a little anxious about monies around the state. So that was kind of the theme throughout in some of the sessions that I particularly wanted to attend. And I because we live in bubbles, sometimes you think the situation is just unique
to us here in Trotwood, but it's not. It's everywhere, even across country. So, I mean, I think for all of us as we move forward and we will begin to have these conversations about making cuts, we should be mindful that it's not just us. We will all have to feel it and do some things that we are not probably comfortable with, and kind of maybe changing our thinking with that. So just being able to be flexible. Some districts have had being real creative in making those cuts and figuring out how can they save some money. So we will begin to do that here in this district, and it's not going to be comfortable. So for me, that was my biggest takeaway from the conference this year, and I intentionally went to some of those sessions so I could hear what other districts were doing. So that was my biggest takeaway. And remember, we're not in this by ourselves. We're definitely not here by ourselves. So that was my biggest takeaway.
You don't have to. No one must.
Well, mine was more or less for new board members, so it was more informative than anything. Just understanding how boards operate, board members. So a lot of mock sessions and theories that they did. So it was just more informative.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Ms. Adams, you have anything?
I'll just kind of add on to what Mrs. Simmons said. One of the sessions I went to was about reductions in districts and kind of approaching it. It's never easy, but trying to make that approach with like your heart too, you know, and having compassion for people and things. So I thought that was a good one to keep in mind. And just a reminder to everybody, I heard you mention the Beaver Creek presentation or a different presentation. I think we can still all download some of those materials. So I'll work on that and maybe put them all in a folder. So if there's something that we heard that we want to go back to, we'll have some resources then.
Particularly, there was one about the levy. I think I downloaded and I'll share it with you. There was one, a really good session on levies.
Okay.
For me, specifically, the one that kind of stood out to me that I attended for a brief session and I got pulled into another meeting was the life after Esser was the session, and Jill happened to be in there. I didn't see her, but I was in and I was out kind of quickly. But just the initial conversation about how to sustain things or how to eliminate things once that ESSER money went away, and with some different and some creative ideas on on both sides of that. So I think we're living that right now, and we're living that process. But it was very beneficial because you see people in there with very direct attention and focus on we need some strategies and we need some ideas, because like we all have said, and specifically Vice President Simmons, we're all living this right now. There's a lot of, it's just not Trotwood. It's just not Trotwood. So, and the food was better this year.
Yes.
But Capital Conference is always
yes,
interesting, and I think next year I would definitely like to open the invite for maybe a day for some of the district admin to participate in some of those opportunities.
I think that's a fabulous idea. I think everybody should get to experience that in some aspect.
All right.
Next item up is the Thanksgiving meal giveaway.
Right. I just wanted to remind the board members I don't have a photo for you today. I mean, cutting down on paper and not a lot of information. Just a reminder about the Thanksgiving turkey giveaway on the 26th, which is Wednesday of next week, 9 to 11 a.m. on the high school campus. There will be a full holiday meal that will be provided. Folks just need to come and have a space in their vehicle for receiving the meal. We will have I think we have a couple of, a student group working. I'm not sure if they confirmed yet, but, you know, we will provide the space. If you've seen this before, cars will be lined up all the way out to Union Road. They come in and it takes all of about 5 to 10 seconds for Miami Valley Meals to drop the food baskets in their cars and keep moving. And it's first come, first serve. I don't know if we've ever not been able to provide everybody that was in line a meal, but I just wanted to make sure I reminded you guys about that with Miami Valley Meals on Wednesday of next week. And it'll be in the back activity parking lot at the high school.
Subject item number C, meeting with Quincy Pope, Trotwood City Manager.
I wanted to let the board know that I am going to be meeting with City Manager Pope when we come back from break. I believe our meeting is scheduled for the 7th, because along with what school districts are going through, municipalities are kind of mirroring some of the same concerns, and especially with this apparent push in the state by a small selective group to totally eliminate property tax. The city manager and I are going to meet to just kind of talk about some creative strategies to try to first inform and educate the community about property tax, with the understanding that property tax is a burden. It is a burden and it has been for years, but on the flip side, if you don't have a way to fund your schools or your municipalities, things fall apart. If you watched the news yesterday or this morning, the city is going to be laying off 5 firefighters, and they just no longer have the funds to support those. I think they were originally funded through a grant. The grant went away. The general fund couldn't absorb it, so they're laying off 5 firefighters. And then when you think about your roads, you think about your police, you think about your fire, you think about your trash, you think about all of these things that are funded through tax, in a sense. I truly believe that the initiative is to maybe make the legislature wake up to try to find some different ways to fund things, but I also don't think some of the people that are pushing this understand the consequences if something like this happens. How are you going to have a police force if you don't have a way to pay them? How are you going to have a school district if you don't have a way to continue to fund schools? And again, one thing that we have, slightly different than a lot of districts is, 75% of our revenue does come from the state foundation, but that other 25% is local property tax. And we have to make sure that, that we educate the community and support them in a sense, but they understand why it's important for school districts to work with the city and receive the monies that they need to provide futures for our kids. And we'll see. I'll give the board an update on the meeting with Manager Pope.
I noticed that the council meeting was heavily attended.
Yeah.
Is that meeting on December the 7th or January?
My meeting with Quincy it's probably going to be on December the 7th.
December 7th.
December
okay.
7th. Yeah.
Subject item number D, fiscal alert update.
Okay, we said we would give you an update at every meeting of where we are. I have had 3 meetings so far with our support person from the Department of Education, and we have it's an 8-tab spreadsheet, and so there are multiple pieces of it that she'll meet with us through. And then once she approves that section, we can pretty much be assured that that's ready to turn in then. So we're done with the first section. We're working in the reductions spreadsheet portion now. And so just to give an idea of some of the questions and level of detail that they're looking for, some of the questions that she asked to really get us thinking we're looking a couple of years back in the forecast at, why did you transfer this much money? Why did you have to transfer money out at the end of the year? Why was there an increase of this much in purchase services or supplies from year to year? Really to get us to really dig in and look at, to make sure that we're continuing to capture things that are annual expenses or one-time expenses and make sure we understand why they were and to be prepared for them if they're coming again. So that's what we're working on with her. I anticipate hearing from her again tomorrow to set up our next meeting. And we will, this is definitely a top priority of our office is just doing some of the research behind the questions and getting the document into a format that will be acceptable to submit to you to review and then to the state and the auditor at the end of December. So that's where we are.
And that final report is due again when, Jill?
We will need to approve it at our meeting here on December 18th.
18th?
It's due
The 21st?
the 21st, which I believe is this Monday. Sunday or Monday. But we'll approve it at this meeting and then send it to, I'll have to have you sign it, Ms. Jerry, and then we'll send it in to them, yes.
And you said you meet weekly?
At least weekly. Sometimes it's communicating more than once a week, which is great. She's typically very responsive if we have questions or she wants to give us some feedback. So I don't feel like we'll be at the end and in a crunch. We'll be ready.
Who's in the meeting with you?
It's our representative Dorothy from the state and her assistant and me and sometimes Mr. Howard when he's available too. Just a small group.
Okay.
She's not making sure we're making the right, we make the decision. She's making sure we're representing it properly and what we'll turn in. So.
All right. Item number 9, treasurer comments.
Okay. I just wanted to share that I was able to attend 2 Veterans Day programs last week, one at the ELC and one at Westbrook. And I was able to, at ELC, speak with a gentleman, a grandpa, who, it was really a meaningful conversation to me because he had been sitting there and he was waiting for his grandson to get off the bus. And so he shared that, he was watching all the kids and the interactions between the kids and the teachers and the staff that were there and how he forgot how loving, especially an elementary school setting is. And that he said he felt like that's what they were fighting for, and that he was so happy to see the loving and friendly interactions between our staff and our students. His grandson wasn't even there, so he was just watching everything. So I thought that was really meaningful. And then at Westbrook, I got to see, they had a really nice presentation, and I got to meet Mrs. Taylor's dad, who is a veteran, and he, I think, did a great job sharing with the kids that it's not all about war and blood and guts and fighting, but it's about creating communities and relationships with people and getting to know different kinds of people and being accepting. That's a large part of what it is to be in the service. And so I thought that was a nice message. And then last, and of course, I would like to offer condolences to the Ellison family and all of our buildings and all of our teachers and students and families who are impacted. So that's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Superintendent comments?
Just a few things quickly. At your desk, you should have a shirt. Those shirts are from our Stay in the Game attendance incentive. This is a partnership with the Columbus Crew in Cincinnati, and through kids coming to school, making the attendance rate, there are some different incentives that they are provided, with the accumulating incentive being an opportunity to go to Columbus and go to the Columbus Crew game. We had a large group, pretty good group, go last year. Ms. Hart, did you attend that? Students went, yeah. Right, yeah. So great opportunity for the kids to get to go and be a part of that activity. So everybody was provided a shirt. You can work out in it. wear it to work if you want. I don't know if that's the right type of shirt to wear, but wear it around the house. But it is a shirt provided to you guys. Second, I want to remind everybody that on Friday night, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Westchester High School, Dakota West High School, in Westchester, our varsity Rams will be participating in the regional championship football game. If they win that game, they will move on to the state Final Four. So we're definitely hoping that our young men come to play. It's supposed to be a rainy night, so that might keep attendance down a little bit. But I did want to make sure that we did. I did want to make sure I shared that with everybody. Tomorrow starts our Thanksgiving break. Students will be off for the entire week next week and return on December 2nd, I believe, December 1st. And we're hoping and wishing to all of our students and staff a restful break. And then last, as Ms. Adams said, and definitely what I spoke to at the beginning of the meeting when I read the letter, our condolences to the Ellison family. Such a tragedy, such a horrible, horrible tragedy. Not only for the family, which is definitely, the priority, but, for our community, to lose such a bright light in our district, and then for those other young people to lose their mother, and, just being here to support them and reiterating to their family and to our kids how important it is to live life to the fullest. Because, one of the things I sent home today via Parent Square is that there really is no timetable for our time here on earth. And, you never know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. But while you're here, you should enjoy your time with your friends, your family, your school community, and your loved ones, and make sure you enjoy life to the fullest. And our plan, and definitely Mr. Bean and through Mr. McCray, they definitely plan to celebrate this young lady's life and ensure that she's not forgotten. And that's all I have.
All right. Next up are the board comments. Mrs. Currington.
First, I would just like to say I appreciate you all spending your evening with us. I don't take that for granted that you guys stick around, so I appreciate that. But I saw something tonight that really touched me. Miss Mallory, it was so classy of you to invite Mr. I mean, that just shows you an environment where you can thrive in, where there's camaraderie, where there's collaboration, where there's mutual respect. And so this is really a place that's moving the needle and moving in a direction that I think is really beautiful. I thought that was so classy.
Selfless.
Yes. Then I would like to just congratulate the Melantonics.
Yes.
They had suffered some adversity right before they were to go on, but you would not have believed how resilient they were. They came out and they were professional and did such an amazing job at the conference. And so I'm proud of them. I'm proud of our students, our staff, and what we're doing here in Trotwood. Always, the Ram varsity football team, I see us winning, so I'm just going to cruise with them. I'll need a ride to the game, though. I don't drive on the highway. And then last but not least, on a more serious note, I send my condolence to the Ellison and Gillette family, and to Ram Nation. This loss is profound. I mean, a month ago it was the dance director. This month it's a dance team member. This is a lot, and I'm just so proud of how the administration handled making sure that we had counselors ready the very next day to support our students, to support our staff. And you guys have to take care of yourself and each other. It's just the last 2 years have been really, really tough on us. And we're all in this together. And just over the holidays, have a great holiday. see them be safe, and I'm always praying for our district, our students, our teachers, and administrators. Try to have the best holiday you can have.
Well said.
I yield.
Thank you, Mrs. Carrington. It's always hard coming off of her. But I agree with her. And thank you all for coming out. Deepest sympathies to the Ellison family, the Trotwood-Madison band, students, staff, during this tragic time. Everyone is in my heart and my prayers and thoughts. Also, congratulations to the boys varsity football team. I won't be attending, but go rounds. We wish them the best. And then also, just wishing everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Vice President Deanna Simmons.
Again, I will piggyback off Ms. Carrington, Mrs. Kilgore. Condolences to the family, the students and the staff, the band members. As Ms. Carrington said, has had a really rough year. But as we know, as Rams, we are resilient, and we will stick together and get through this too. Anything that the board can do to for that family, please reach out and let us know. The Melotonics were great in their concert last Thursday. If you missed that, Motown, we got to hear a little bit more of that on Monday or Tuesday at the OSB conference. Great group of students. It's just a pleasure to see students in their it. Sometimes you don't get to see them doing their thing. So it was an absolute pleasure to see them doing their things last Thursday, and as well as the conference on Monday or Tuesday. We're at a hard place. The holidays are hard. Remember, though, some of us is not so holiday-ish because we're grieving loved ones and to come for the holidays to come after a tragedy like this. So let's just be mindful for each other and pray for each other. Enjoy your families as you go off to break tomorrow. Enjoy your time with your family and friends because as Mr. Howard said, we don't know the time or the hour. So we know that you give a lot of time and dedication to us here and to the students here. But go and be with your family and your friends and enjoy yourself. I'll just end with that.
Thank you. All right. All my board members have said just about everything that I would say. Once again, condolences to the family. Such a tragic loss. So unfortunate. But I would like to say I really enjoyed Motown. I really enjoyed Motown and the students getting the opportunity to let their hair down just a little bit, if you will. And I had an opportunity to talk to some of the parents that were there or grandparents who were there, and they enjoyed themselves as well. I want to say congratulations to Madison Park and the award they received. That's, to me, like Mrs. Carrington said, we're doing some positive things in Trotwood. I am very pleased to be a part of the board and be a part of this district. I do have a lot of church members that live in Trotwood and or has taught in Trotwood, and they speak highly of Trotwood, and I really appreciate that. I really do. There's some great things that's going on. Some great things going on. I want to just say to the teachers and administrators, I see the dedication. I see everything that you guys are doing. Our Facebook page is phenomenal. So I just want to just say, remind you all that we all matter. We all matter, and your work is not gone unnoticed. One thing that I would like to say that the Thurgood Marshall ROTC attended church services in reference to Veterans Day. And you know me, I went up and said, hey, I need for Trotwood-Madison students to be a part of our veteran program for next year. So I am going to try to work on that to get our students at our services for Veterans Day next year. Go rounds in reference to the football team. I will be rooting and cheering for you guys, and I also wanted to say great job to the young ladies who did the mission statement. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal. And with that being said,
One more thing, I forgot. Tomorrow, we are taking about 500 or so kids, maybe, about 500 kids to the Schuster Center to see Stunt Boy. It's down at the Schuster Center. It's a kind of kid-friendly, engaging activity. So
I will see you guys there.
yeah, right. And then we got, I think we got all of those kids in free. All of them were free with our connection with Dayton Live.
Nice.
So Dayton Live, based upon the conversations that we've been having over the last couple of weeks, are really excited about a partnership with Trotwood-Madison City Schools, and we've afforded an opportunity. We have been afforded an opportunity to take those kids down. And I forgot about it, and I just looked at the email. I said I need to make sure I made it for that. So we move on. Yeah, elementary kids, elementary and middle school. Some elementary and middle school kids.
okay,
All right.
nice. All right, and now I will need a motion to enter into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, discipline, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual per BOE policy 0166 and ORC 121.22. G1, action may be taken. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Adams, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Currington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kilgore?
Yes.
Mrs. Cherry?
Yes.
You guys have a good evening.
You too.
You too.
Enjoy your holiday.
Thank
Cooking turkey. Y'all cooking turkey?
Cornish hens for me. My
They have
Cornish
lamb
hens.
chops
Lamb chop. You or your family?
here and there, so they just get them.
We're going out there. We did it last year. We go out to eat now.
Really?
We do for
We
Christmas.
get dressed up and go out to eat.
Yeah, every Christmas we go to.
Last year, we went to Eddie Merlot's in Cincinnati. This year, I want to go to the Chart House.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's down Kentucky, across the street from the river.
Right across the bridge.
It's a little expensive, so I don't know this year.
And it's absolutely beautiful.
It is, yeah.
Really?
I love their
We go to
food.
Benihana's every Christmas.
Really?
Every
Christmas.
Christmas. I'm so sick of it.
All right.
Yeah, we started.
What are you cooking, Mr. Howard?
I'm going to.
He's smoking, he frying turkeys, smoking turkey.
turkey.
That's nice.
Turkey.
I wouldn't mind, yeah. My fiance talked about buying a fried turkey. I'm like, nah, I don't want that.
A fried turkey is absolutely amazing.
I'm burnt out of them.